everyone. I'm Rochelle Chernowski. This is Shell Point Today for Monday, April 22nd. On today's show, we learn about 2 upcoming trips, a tour of the Lakes Park Botanical Garden in Fort Myers, and an Academy on the Go overnight trip to the Morse Museum in Winter Park. We'll also visit the new square dancing group, where you can find fitness and fun in do-si-dos and promenades. But first, we want to remind you that we are in the midst of the School Supply Fund Drive. This resident-led initiative collects money to buy school supplies in bulk, and then in August distributes them to the children and grandchildren of Shell Point employees. Each of these bags contains pencils, paper, glue, erasers, highlighters, and all the other things that kids need to start the school year, from kindergarten to 5th grade. Donations can be dropped off at either service desk, and if you write a check, make it out to Shell Point with the memo line, School Supplies. In August, your donations will multiply into hundreds of bags of school supplies, enabling these kids to start the school year off right. Janet Bendel, a former teacher herself, is available if you have questions by calling 454-5953. Janet also wanted us to remind you that they are accepting donations of canvas bags. So if you have extra canvas shopping bags, you can drop them off at Janet's home at 632 Coquina. Many thanks for your contributions in this year's School Supply Fund Drive. Now we want to fill you in on 2 different trips, both going to beautiful parts of Florida. On Wednesday, a Shell Point group is going to Lakes Park in Fort Myers to tour the new botanical gardens. You can still sign up for this trip by calling the Island Service Desk at 454-2282 or the Woodland Service Desk at 454-2054. Lakewood resident Sue Moore helped to bring this garden to life. And as you can read on page 31 of your Shell Point Life magazine, Sue was recently honored by the Lee County Board of Commissioners for her work. Let's learn more about the Lakes Park Botanical Garden.
It had a fragrance garden, and that fragrance garden was put in 28 years ago when the park was brand new. But after Hurricane Charley, it fell upon hard times. The whole park really was totally changed. The park has given us 18 acres to expand into, which is a very large amount of property. We take up between 4.5 and 5 acres right now. Botanical garden has to be an educational component, meaning that all of the plants are labeled. That's the first thing. There are labels on all of the plants. We do tours, demonstrations. We have a beautiful rose garden. You don't think about roses growing in Florida, but there are heritage roses that have been bred and are very successful in Florida. So we do have a beautiful rose garden. Our prize collection really is a succulent garden. Succulents are cacti and other kinds of plants that store water. We have an agave with a 25-foot flower up in the air, 25 feet up. We will make our first stop at the vertical garden, showing people who do not have very much horizontal space to garden how they can use a vertical frame to grow plants. We are starting early in the morning. The pickup is at 8 o'clock. The first pickup is at 8, so we should be at the park by 9 and probably finish by 10:30 or 11 and be back here by 12. So we will miss the hottest part of the day. There are 4 different places that are shaded where people can sit down and rest if they need rest. And so rather than standing around to do my talking, I think we will go from gazebo to gazebo so people will be sitting while I do a bit of talking about what is there. It's great to get into the garden. You don't think about the fact that all of these plants are putting out tons of oxygen all the time. And that's what makes you feel so good about being in a garden, is all this oxygen here. Plants, of course, take in the carbon dioxide and exude the oxygen. And plants are the basis of life here on Earth or anywhere. Plants have the miraculous ability to take the energy from the sun and create, through photosynthesis, usable food. Without plants, there is no life. I have really dedicated a great part of the last 4 years of my life to this garden. I would be thrilled to have a full busload. Oh, it's going to be a wonderful day.
Here's another option for your adventurous spirit, one that includes air conditioning. The Academy is hosting an overnight on-the-go trip to Winter Park, Florida, to the Morse Museum, which hosts a sizable collection of Tiffany glass. This trip also includes a poolside barbecue, a trip to a sculpture garden, and a stop at the Florida Natural Orange Juice Factory in Lake Wales. You need to sign up for this trip before Wednesday, so make sure you reserve your spot at either service desk. Here with more details about the trip is Bev Chandley.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath, and I am here with Bev Chandley, Program Coordinator, the lady who takes you off property for all the interesting trips. Thanks for joining me, Bev.
My pleasure, Terry.
Well, we're talking early about the first Academy on the Go program because we've got an early sign-up, April 24th.
Absolutely. We have a deadline of April 24th for refunds. They can still sign up after, but we want to make sure we get them in there in case they have to cancel for some reason. We want them to get their registrations in early.
And it's a big trip. It's an overnight, which we love.
Yes.
And we're going to Winter Park. I love Winter Park.
Winter Park is a great destination for an overnight trip. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of cultural things. We're going to start out going out to lunch and then to the Morse Museum, which will include a docent-guided tour, a video, and then also special attention to the Tiffany glass display. They have like one of the world's largest Tiffany glass displays. So that should be really a nice first day.
And an art museum and Tiffany glass, to just imagine how that was all done. Mm-hmm. It's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. Wonderful. From the Morse Museum, we have a little free time to explore Park Avenue, which is a special boutique and curio shop area. You're probably familiar with it. Give them a little time there before we check into our hotel, which is the Hilton Altamont Inn. This night, for a change, we're going to try something new. We're going to have a poolside barbecue. Oh. And so we do have an alternative plan if it is raining, so that's not a problem.
But it probably won't be because it's May.
Perfect weather, just like usual. Yeah. So that's pretty much our first day. Then we spend the night, have a big breakfast. We go out for a boat ride on the chain of lakes.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's our first stop before we have lunch. Then we have a sculpture garden visit. You know, and I can't resist putting one more thing in a trip.
There's one more.
And we're going to be heading right through Lake Wales, Florida, and we're going to stop at the Florida's Natural Orange Juice Factory for a little visitor center tour.
It just tastes so much better there, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, Bev, this is just fabulous to launch the summer with an overnight trip with friends and neighbors going up north to Winter Park, which is above Orlando.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really great. We hope you take advantage of this opportunity that comes to you with Academy on the Go to travel with your friends and neighbors to an overnight destination. Educational, artistic, good to eat, boat ride.
And fun.
And fun. And make sure you sign up by April 24th. That is our sign-up deadline.
We certainly do have some exciting trips planned, but some of the upcoming events at Shell Point are just as exciting. For example, the Blues Brothers are coming. It's the Shell Point Variety Show, and this year the theme is the blues. You can expect songs, dances, skits, and who knows what else, all from your Shell Point friends and neighbors, both residents and employees. And it's hosted by Jake and Elwood Blues, better known as the Blues Brothers. You're all invited to this free event, the last big Shell Point event of the season, happening tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. in the church auditorium. Of course, we have lots of people who enjoy dancing here at Shell Point. Some better than others. But one form of dance we've never had regularly is square dancing. Well, that's all about to change. A square dancing group now meets every week in the Island Health Club, Monday nights at 7 p.m. The great part is anyone can join in and learn how to square dance because you're all following the instructions of the caller. We asked Shell Point residents why they love square dancing.
My name is Jane Johnston, and I live at Lucina.
How long have you lived at Shell Point?
2 weeks. I was very excited when I heard we were starting to square dance. I haven't danced in about 40 years. I think everybody's really getting back into it.
I didn't square dance much, but I was a music teacher in the public schools. I taught the children how to do it. And kept one lesson ahead, you know. But it was fun, and they were pretty good. They got to be pretty good at it.
When I was into it about 40 years ago, I do remember how much fun it was, and it was a lot of fun. It's a fun activity.
Ruth Taylor, 90 years old. I haven't danced since 71. When I went home, I was just walking on air. I just thought, oh, this is wonderful.
The dance itself is very simple. It requires 8 people for a square, 4 couples. The do-si-do is passing, you face your partner and you pass right shoulders. And then we do an Allemande left, which you face your corner, grasp forearms, and go around in a circle back to your partner. Then we have a grand right and left. You grasp your partner's right hand, and then you just alternate arms coming around the square. And then the last step is a promenade, and that you hold hands and just go around the circle to come back to your home position. Right now we have a DVD, which is really working well because we get a lesson and then a dance. And we can repeat the lesson as many times as we want to till we're comfortable.
DVD that we use, I mean, it just takes you right from step one, and anybody can learn that. It's very easy to learn.
It's not that hard. No, I think they could pick it up. Back in Indiana, I think we was a little faster at dancing. They swing you around.
And we have 2 people dancing who've never, ever square danced or heard a caller before. One of them is my husband. And so this is great fun, and I'm sure you all could tell it's just wonderful exercise and a fun way to exercise. The ladies and I have been talking about is we miss our petticoats. We got to wear all those petticoats and flounce your skirt around, and if you watch some of the ladies, they are flipping their skirts a little bit. That's part of square dancing.
I can't imagine anyone trying it and not liking it. Good, clean fun, and it's, you meet a lot of nice people.
The group is great. Oh yes, they're all so friendly, and yeah, I enjoyed.
We like the exercise. That's another thing.
It's good, clean fun, and it's really healthy for us to get our heart rates up and to try all these different tasks. So it's really good. Monday nights at 7 o'clock. It's absolutely free. And the company's great.
Coming up, we're covering all of Monday's happenings, but first, let's get a preview of this week's Channel 13 radio program, Listening to the Words.
You may know that saltwater oceans cover about 70% of the Earth's surface, and that each human body is mostly water, by weight. But have you ever heard about a man who paints giant pictures of the ocean and also paints dramatic word pictures of surfing the sea? Or Rachel Carson's description of taking her 2-year-old nephew down to the sea at night, looking for ghost crabs. or a man falling in love with the James Bond boat, which he compares to Sophia Loren, or the significance of a drink of water, as described by Shell Point's Quiet Miracles author, Charles Shepson. You can hear it all and more on the Listening to the Words program every hour of every day all this week. This is your reader-host, David Howenstein, inviting you to listen to this radio show you'll find by tuning to Shell Point's Channel 13 anytime.
Welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley. I'm here with Suzanne Savata, and we're going to tell you what's happening here at Shell Point today. We're going to start our activities out at 9 o'clock with the men's match play tennis played down at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. And at 9:15, we have billiards being played at the Resident Activity Center. We also have 9:15 pottery with instruction available at the pottery studio down in the tunnel. At 10:15, you'll find that group of virtual bowlers at the Resident Activity Center, and they always have a really great time. 10:30, we have men's disciple Bible study group in the game room of the Woodlands. Then we move to 10:45, where table tennis will be played as a clinic in the Tarpon Room on the island. And then at 11:30, we have a Health Connections Agility and Flexibility class down in the Health Club. That's currently full. And that concludes our morning. Here's Suzanne with your afternoon activities.
The afternoon will begin at 12 o'clock with Mahjong meeting in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. And at 1:15, we have the Astronomy group meeting in the Manatee Room, Scrabble being played in the Library Lounge. We have table tennis taking place in the Tarpon Room, and we have the Tone Chimes meeting in the Osprey Room. Then from 1:30 to 3:30, the Model Train Room will be open in the tunnel on the island. And at 1:45, we have a Health Connections, Balance and Mobility Training Level 1 in the Health Club on the island. At 2 o'clock, the Beady-Eyed Bead Club will meet in the Oak Room at the Woodlands. And at 3 o'clock, we have another Health Connections Pilates stretch in the Health Club on the island. 6:30, Duplicate Bridge will be played in the game room at the Woodlands. And at 7 o'clock, square dancing will take place in the Health Club on the island. We hope that you have a great Monday, and don't forget that tomorrow is the annual variety show taking place at 7:15 in the Village Church. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back here for Tuesday.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is baked chicken with saffron rice and carrots and peas. The dinner special is home cooking night for $9.95, and the soup is tomato. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy a grilled ham and cheese panini with chips for $6.95. The dinner special is grilled tilapia with fruit salsa, potato cakes, and carrots for $7.95. And the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Dotty Morrison. The Global Outreach Spring Event featuring preschoolers from Brightest Horizons Child Development Center was such fun. I wanted to share some of it with you. Shar Stemple introduced the director, Tina Parsons, who talked about the daycare and after-school care they provide for children who live in our area. She expressed gratitude for the help of volunteers who come from Shell Point and shared her vision of a new facility for this 40-year-old ministry. She also reminded us that we can help in small ways, such as mailing Campbell's soup labels and box tops for education. One teacher talked about her passion for loving and teaching the children, while another, with tears in her eyes, told us that she had attended Brightest Horizons as a child. Her daughter is now a student there. Table decorations started with empty sand buckets, which were quickly filled to overflowing with donations of toys, crayons, and books. By far, the best part was seeing a dozen 4- and 5-year-olds as they paraded across the stage. Each was wearing a new outfit and shoes, provided by the women's ministries. The girls carried baskets, while the boys showed off new rubbery centipedes. Some stood shyly while Carol and Neil Clark described the outfits, while others just smiled. One little boy, though, turned the fashion show into his own dance competition. Following the fashion show, the children sang and danced for us. Their smiles and enthusiasm made us want to give each one of them a hug, especially when the children handed out specially made thank yous. I hear many Shell Point residents say they wish they could be around little children more often.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wind that thread and pull, pull, tap, tap, tap. Wind that thread and pull, pull, tap, tap, tap. I am a fine musician, I practice every day. And people come from miles around just to hear my tuba. My tuba, my tuba, they love to hear my tuba. Oompa, 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 piccolo.
As you listen to some of their songs, maybe you'll be inspired to see how you can become more involved in the life-changing ministry of Brightest Horizons Child Development Center.
Won't you say you love me too? What do you say? I love you.
All right.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as Dawn Boren tells us about the jazz, classical, and pop music that will fill our concert hall for this year's Summer Concert Series. We'll also look back at last week's Dragon Boat races in Charlotte County, which featured the Shell Point group, the Dragonflies. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Monday, April 22nd. I'm Rochelle Chernowski. From all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.